Failure. So, you've been experiencing feelings of failure recently, or you've had these feelings of failure for a long time, been ongoing for months or years. And these feelings, this feeling of failure is just absolutely no fun at all, right? A feeling as though there's something that you want to accomplish, there's something that you feel called for that is better, that you can do better than this, and you just aren't arriving there. And you're just feeling as though your attempts to get there have been met with failure every step of the way. Could be one particular thing or lots of small things. This failure leaves you just feeling, angry or despondent or just frustrated, and you don't know what to do, stuck in a rut. You gave it your mightiest, and yet you still failed. This failure might be, of course, an internal feeling, like you're always telling yourself that you're a failure, or it might be something external, or you failed to win at a team sport, or you failed to win in some sort of marathon or something. So let's do this. We can't change the outer circumstances of failure in this video, of course. But we can change that which holds the failure, that which contains the failure and deals with the failure and works with it. This awareness part of us. So what we want to do is we want to invite all of the feelings, all of the usual responses, all of our usual reactions to failure to be here now. All our physical qualities of feeling failed, all the emotional qualities of failure, and all the mental, intellectual things that we tell ourselves about failure. It's a safe space. Now's not the time to run. It's okay to meet these things head on right now. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. So let's notice the feelings of failure and all of our reactions to this failure from some distance. We want to put a little space between us and these feelings, okay? So again, we want to invite them to be here now. All of our normal reactions to this failure. If this is tricky for you, just remember the body, notice all the parts of the body again, and breathe. This should make it a little easier for you to get in touch with these feelings of failure. So let's go notice each of these aspects. So physically, failure can just make you feel deflated, low energy, depressed. Just sucks the wind out of you. You can feel angry, you can feel frustrated, you can feel irritated and negative. You can feel put upon, shunned. And this physical feeling of it's usually in a box. You're tight, you're clenched, iced up. And emotionally, we've touched it a little bit already. There's this, there can be just this despondency, this exasperation, some emotional feeling of just you failed, tears. Heartache. Anger, frustration. And then, of course, there's the mental part of failure, where you're telling yourself, why did you fail? You're not good enough. What were you thinking? all of the hamster wheel reactions that go on and on and on and churn in our head that drive us nuts. All of the mental self-dialogue that's happening regarding this failure. So we're noticing all these things again from a distance, the physical feelings, the emotional qualities of it. We're inviting it all to be here, and the mental qualities, all welcome here. So now let's notice something altogether different. Let's notice the aware, witnessing, watching part of you that you've known your whole life, as a child, as a teenager, and as an adult. It's that part of you that is seeing from a distance these physical feelings of failure, the emotional qualities of failure, and the mental dialogue of failure. It's that part of you that's noticing it from a distance. Okay? So now let's notice this about this awareness. It is not affected by failure at all. It's completely okay. Failure cannot touch it, has never touched it, never will touch it. That part of you knows no failure. Knows no failure. So again, this watching, witnessing, and noticing part of you cannot be touched by failure. And that's the trick. Is that when you're feeling like a failure, when you're feeling these feelings of failure, when failure is just crushing down upon you, remember the body, remember to breathe, and remember to notice a part of you that's totally okay. And it isn't affected by these feelings of failure, by this experience of failure. You're totally fine. And the more you do that, the more you open to that space, the less that this failure has the ability to get its grip on you. The less it can bounce around in that space. You open wide. Failure comes, failure goes. We all have experiences of being failure. It's a normal part of life. You learn from your failures. We've all heard that, right? And so being in this aware, open space is a much better place to decide then what to do about this failure. How do we make the changes so that we don't fail again? Or it gives us the inner confidence to not be constantly telling ourselves that we're a failure. Either way, noticing this open, clear, okay part of us introduces an element which then assists with our feelings of failure, our experiences of failure. It introduces a third element. This aware part is your island, and that's the trick. So we'll end with 3 deep breaths. Inhale 1. Inhale 2.